Okay, so all the packages just finished installing and the script finished running. So I'm just gonna take us all the way back to the top. This is what we run. Just realized I actually called it live orage, but that's fine. I mean, who cares about the simple little n, right? Anyway, everything got installed. Um, Um, if you already have some of these tools, then obviously App Package Manager won't install it. But if you're missing any which iNotify tools or whatever is dependent on, this will make sure that you will have it and the app will work and not, break. So yeah, there's a lot going on here as far as install, because again, this was a fresh image of the Ubuntu desktop for Orange Pi. Um, uh, this here, just FYI, I picked yes, but I might want to test it with the no option. So that's why we paused the video and why we have two parts of this video, because I didn't want to sit through this, just staring at this um, for 10 minutes. So, okay, here we are getting to the point where this stuff is getting installed. This is installing Python. So this is already part of the script here. This is a curl IP address. So here's our controller ID, the name. So this was a curl request to enroll the device on Kloudnuk. So I guess if we run this now, like last time, read all devices. So last time we only had that one test device. Now we should have more, or at least we should have that live orange one we just made. There it is. There's live orange. So this is the one, if you remember from Kloudnuk first look, that last video I made. This is just was my test environment. This is the Orange Pi with the fresh Ubuntu desktop image that we just did today. Yeah, I've been testing with this Orange Pi. It's not new, but I just wanted to start fresh here. So the status, this is a field for the future. Right now, it's just always going to be inactive because in the future we're going to have a Python module that will be constantly looking at Kloudnuk to send health check type signal, and that's how we'll keep the database in Kloudnuk updated with the status. But right now, that's not working yet. We've confirmed that we've got this device, Live Orage. Let's now continue reading through what the script did. So, so the script downloaded this bacnet client, which is our bacnet client, which is version 0010, because we're still in super early testing stages. And these are some of the resource files required. There's an event manager script that runs iNotify tools. There's that events file that logs application events. Then other subscribers are listening for this event so that they can process and do other things. There's an object graph. It's very, I want to think is very similar to the Baja object graph from Tritium in Niagara, but probably it's way simpler. And it's a binary file. It's not a XML or some form of human readable file format. And then lastly, this local device.ini is the configuration file. Oh, not lastly, again, there is a certificate that it's a client certificate that this bacnet application is going to be using to convert that data into a database format, and then it gets wrapped into obviously HTTPS. Well, actually, it's not HTTPS. It's the database protocol. This MongoDB. So the MongoDB driver, whatever protocols it's using, but essentially it uses MTLS and it needs to verify that your Raspberry Pi has a valid client certificate to send data up to the service. If you don't have a client certificate, you will not be able to send data up to the service. Even if you have user access, your device will not be allowed to send data. Alrighty, so moving on. This is basically building the application dependencies. As you can see, we depend on bacnet, backpipes 3, which is a fantastic bacnet library written in Python, that we're very happy to be able to use, and definitely super thankful to the developer and maintainers. Um, Next, this is just running the install. This is installing dependencies. So you can see we're using PyMongo because we're using MongoDB database in order to get this tree-based type of data. In my mind, data coming from this type of applications is always structured as a tree. And for documents that are structured as trees, the best schema that I've ever found and the most efficient type of data store that I find is either document based or some sort of NoSQL. So now there's a difference between application data and device and user data, which to me is more like organization data, and that's actually going into a PostgreSQL database that's separate from this database, which I think helps with latency, and it separates the two concerns basically, and the schemas are most efficient for what they're good for. All right, so everything looks like it pretty much installed. I did not see any errors except for this here, unknown option to S. Well, I will have to dig into that, but let's not do that right now. Let's see what happened here and what this is doing right now. ls not ls. Oh, it did install Nook. So that Nook folder gets installed by the application, and then the bacnet client gets installed by the I'm sorry, I said application. This all gets installed by the script that we just run, that you can get from that GitHub repo that's publicly available, which I will post a link in the comments. So let's take a look at the bacnet client, which I will make the bacnet client open source pretty soon. I just want to work on it for a little longer before I open source it. I think all these modules should be open source. I'm still on the fence about opening the code for the cloud service. So let's open that. So we can see everything that got installed is there. And we could, if we want to, check out the configuration. So this is how this will be configured initially. Again, this is super early testing stages, so there may be some mistakes here, some issues, and I may have to show you another demo where this actually works. But so far, so good. Not sure. I saw the client certificate, but I'm not sure that we also put it in this path. So let's verify. Oh. Hmm. Nothing there. So don't have, oh, I do have a bacnet client, but nothing went in there. Oh, that's unfortunate. Um, all right, so that's one mistake. When the application runs, it's not going to find that certificate where it needs to be. Instead of it being, damn it, instead of it being in that distribution folder, in that packages folder, it really needed to be there. Okay, we'll do. I think that was it. Okay, so cool. Alrighty. I have no idea why that message shows up when I do a cat command on this certificate. That's wild. But at least it's there now. And if I go back to that, looking at that path, that is the path we're looking for in this configuration file. So that should work. I mean, um, alrighty. So next in our list of things to do, oh, we also want another script here. We can run this potentially as a just a Python app, but ideally you want to run this as a service so that it can restart on reboot and that sort of thing. So that's what this script will do for you. So again, we get the raw value, the raw file, I should say. We're going to change the mode. No, add. And then we're going to run it. If we look at that script again, real quick, you see that it's asking for two parameters, your user group, your user and the user group. In this case, if we do group, oh, no, oh, I forgot the command. Well, never mind. Orange pie, it should be the group. See, orange pie is the user and orange pie is the group. So that's what we want. Um, keep the key, or should we do root? So if let's take a look at the application folder. That's all root. So we should probably do root because then Orange Pi might not have credentials to access the application folder. So let's do root. So we'll do, actually we can just do sudo. No, we don't. Oh yeah, we do. Sudo add service. Need that to run the executable. Sudo add service root root. Oh, invalid. Okay. Well, don't need to do that then. Cool. So we can now look at system cuddle to verify that our server is up and running. Activating. Okay. So if we actually wanted to run this as an application, this is basically what we would want to run. And there's more stuff there. Basically all the way to res for the resource. But this is what we'd want to run. So if you want to know if your application is running, you can tell the log, the syslog. We'll have to do sudo for that because it's in the var directory. Oh, failed. Well. Okay. Sounds like the script still needs a little bit of work, but I think this is a good place to leave it for now. We'll have to look, see what's going on. Um, guess I can try to do that. And see what happens. Yeah, so it looks like I need to figure out this script a little better. Looks like just not finding. Oh, weird. Could that be the problem? Oh, that might have been one problem, but looks like we have more problems. Alrighty, folks. Well, this is as far as we go today. Thank you for watching, and hope to have a much better demo that actually works for next time.